Salve. Be well. Why such a haste?
I've heard some unsettling news. I've been told you've lied about who you are the entire time you've been here. What do you have to say about it? Who are you really?
I don't have anything to say. If I'm not me, then you're not you. And that must mean we aren't talking together now.
Enough of that nonsense. Tell me who you are and what you're looking for here.
I'm Carl, or I was, and I was ordered here by my father. What do you mean looking for? I've no idea what you're talking about.
I can find out whether you really are the Carl we accepted here. If you are, no need to worry. All accusations against you will be withdrawn. But until I find out, you'll have to be isolated from the others.
Brother.
I've already given my boy a thrashing over this, but once I get my hands on the fiend with whom he cooked up this asinine plan, I will wring his goddamn fucking neck!
Calm down, my lord. You're in a monastery.
The insolence! Help him flee and then pretend to be him?
It's certainly an unfortunate incident, but there's no need for such agitation or profanity. We will take care of it. Ah, that's him! Stop him!
Now I've got you, you bastard!
Can't have gotten far. Hey, who's there?
No, you done for you!
What are you doing there? What the hell was that? Don't move a finger. Is that the best you can do? Must be here somewhere. When I find her.
All right, you in!
Who the hell do you think you are? Didn't I? It's jail for you.
Hey, who's there?
You're making a serious mistake. If only you knew what you've just got yourself into.
Do you think I'm so stupid as to fall for such a...
Hey, you! Oh, shit! Leave me be!
someone there?
Who the hell do you think you are? Didn't I tell you if it was up to me?
Oh, come on, my friend.
Sure. And you think that makes you above the law?
I've heard some unsettling news. I've been told you've lied about who you are the entire time you've been here. What do you have to say about it? Who are you really?
Brother, you've no reason to worry. I'll explain everything. I did join the monastery in order to find someone, that's true. But being here has opened my eyes. I want to become a monk. I am a monk. I've taken the vow, haven't I?
If what I've heard is true, then your vow is invalid.
I swear, I did it for a...
I'd like to believe you, so tell me, why did you come here?
A terrible crime was committed at Neuhof, and one of the perpetrators is here as a novice. I traded places with Sir Carl, so I could find out which one of the novices is the culprit.
If what you say is true, much graver things than I dared fear occur beyond the confines of the monastery walls. Thank you for revealing the truth, but it will be I who conducts an investigation of our novices. I must ask you to leave now. From this moment on, the monastery will be in charge of the investigation. We'll find the perpetrator and hand him over to the law.
But...
I'm sorry, my boy, but you must go. You have no business here.
What are you doing here? You're playing truant from the monastery, aren't you?
Welcome, brother.
Let's...
Good. Make sure... Remember one word. Discipline. It's your job to work and pray. You serve the Lord now, not your own bodily needs. Watch your step, brother. Serve us. In a rush to pray? This is the way to the dormitory, where we all sleep. You'll find a free bed there, which is now yours. Do you know the first thing the monastery taught me? To appreciate sleep. We rise before dawn every day. Takes a bit of getting used to.
First time.
It's a mystery, but one that will be soon solved with you, brother. It's a wonderful find that doesn't shake everyone's breath.
This is the garden, a place for silent contemplation and meditation.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Centuries ago, this monastery was founded by the most esteemed of brothers, Saint Procopius.
Pay
His
more
earth
attention.
remains were
Watch
found
your
in a
step,
cave
brother.
under the monastery, and his spirit wanders the corridors at night, punishing any misbehaving novices. So beware.
Here are the frattery and scriptorium, together with the library. These are the places where we work. Ora et labora. Pray and work.
As a novice, you must always listen to your superior brethren, and above us monks are the prior and the cicatas, who punish every infraction. You'll know them by the canes they carry. Do what they say. This is the refectory, where we come together to eat. During meals, you must be silent. Only one brother reads aloud from the Rule of Saint Benedict.
The rule is the only law we recognize, with the exception of those from
I
God
feel quite
himself.
hungry.
If you break any of its precepts, expect a swift punishment. But I've already told you about the circuitous. The library, the pride of our monastery, a trove of learning. We don't just read books here, we also copy them. You too will learn how. And that's all.
I'd like... Who's in charge? Are there... Tell me something... Tell me something...
Work, prayer, as if you didn't know. We serve God, and that...
Well, that's all.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Why such
Slow
haste?
down.
Pay more
Slow
attention,
down,
brother.
My name's Gregor. Did you say Purga?
Will you...
Look.
Are you hiding something?
We each have a part of ourselves.
It's just that...
I'll be in... Tell me... That's all.
Don't you start.
Greetings. Trouble.
You're young.
I'm in... What can you tell?
Oh, he's always got a smile on the new friend. But I reckon he don't.
Do you know...
Only that he came to the monastery voluntarily, because he didn't want to work in his father's shop. Antonius is alright. You can rely on him. He won't betray your confidence. He's always happy to help, which is more than can be said.
Why
Watch
such
your
haste?
step, brother.
were no different.
Oh, damn it, I'm hungry.
Watch your step, brother.
I have to eat something. My insides are shriveled up with the hunger.
Go away. Novices aren't allowed here.
Slow down, brother.
Why such hate? In a rush to pray? Watch your step, brother. Slow down, brother. Watch your step, brother.
Why such haste?
Ah, Gregor, talk to me.
Is it possible to learn something about the other novices in the library?
Only the abbot and the prior keep such records.
And can I see them?
No. The abbot writes and keeps his records in his chambers, and only he and the prior are permitted to read them.
Listen, brother, is there anyone in the monastery who can help me get...
I can't help you there. Brother Solarius might.
Is there anything I can do to help here?
I'm glad you asked. There's one thing, a silly thing really. I haven't thought to mention it to anyone before, but not long ago, a brother brought me a crumpled piece of parchment. He says he found it rolled up in a hole in the wall. The thing is, it was a page from Ovid.
Ovid? What is that? Is it the name of a book?
Not what, but who? Ovid was a great Roman poet. We have a few volumes by him in the library, but one of them vanished one day. Now I believe I can guess what happened. Brother Eustace, may the earth rest lightly on him, was quite narrow-minded when it came to classical literature. If a book had any mention of woman at all, he condemned it as a heretical work. If he'd had his way, all such books would have been burned. Ovid's The Art of Love must have been such a thorn in his side that he stole it from the library, tore it up, and hid the pages wherever he could.
Oh, would you like me to put the book back together again?
Absolutely. Eustace's wits weren't the sharpest, so I'm sure he didn't destroy any of the pages. I imagine he hid them throughout the monastery. It might take you a while to find them all, but when you do, you can rest assured Ovid will return to his rightful place in the library.
Good. I'll look around for it.
Thank you, brother. It's of no great importance, but if you can find all 10 pages, I'll be most grateful.
Where should I look?
If I knew, I wouldn't have asked you to do it. The pages of the book could be hidden anywhere. From the garden to the refectory.
I'd like to...
I have to eat something. My insides are shriveled up with the hunger. Pay more
Slow
attention.
down, brother.
Watch your step, brother.
Watch your step, brother.
Don't. Brother? You were somewhere you shouldn't have been. Don't you know your place? Don't you know where you're permitted to enter and where your presence is forbidden?
Very well, brother. I accept my punishment.
Now, show me what you have on you. I must confiscate.
While I was locked up, someone was making quite a racket in the cellar. Blind drunk, I'm sure of it. I wonder what's been going on. I'm Gregor and I'm new here.
I know. I saw you in the church during the ceremony. I have a feeling we'll be meeting again soon, and often. You see, I'm a cicada.
What does that mean?
I make sure everyone observes the rule, does their work, and that everything is the way it should be.
And when it's not the way it should be?
Then we're authorized to mete out punishment. But certainly you won't require correction, will you?
I'd like to ask...
Why such haste?
Peace be with you, brother.
Why such haste?
Don't move a muscle.
Brother, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working somewhere?
I was feeling a bit queasy.
Brother, save your excuses for... This is your first warning. Don't do it.
punishment due to murmurers, unless he amend and make satisfaction.
I'm Gregor. And
I know. It was hard.
And you are?
Lucas.
I'd like to know something. What can you
Not a lot. I don't know him. Actually, I don't know much about him at all.
Do you know any?
I don't. He doesn't like me, and he's on very friendly terms with the Circators. That's about it.
Tell me about.
I'd like to, but there's nothing to tell.
Will you? I mean. Come on.
I could, but I don't want to. I'm sorry. I want to stay focused on what has been isn't important for us. We can't.
If you could.
But I can't vote. So what's the point of worry? Ask Antonius. He often talks about it, and I'm sure he has an opinion.
Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint Benedict, readings on humility. The first degree of humility is obedience without delay. This is the virtue of those who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ, who, because of the holy service he has perfected, the fear of hell, the glory of life, as soon as he has performed his spirit, receive it as a divine command, and cannot suffer any delay in executing it. But this very and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay, lukewarmness, grumbling, or objection. For the obedience given to superiors is given to God. For if the disciple obeys with an ill will and murmurs, not necessarily with his lips but simply in his heart, then even though he fulfills the command, yet his work will not be acceptable to God, who sees that his heart is murmuring, and far from gaining a reward for such work as this, he will incur the punishment due to murmurers, and make satisfaction. The rule of Saint Benedict, readings on daily manual labor, idle soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at certain times in manual labor, and again at fixed hours in sacred reading. To that end, we think that the times for each may be prescribed as follows. Easter until the calends when they come out from 5 in the morning, let them labor at whatever is necessary until about the 4th hour. And from the 4th hour until about the 6th, let them apply themselves to reading. After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect.
Today's food. But what do they do in that kitchen? They're making the tastiest morsels for themselves and give us. Watch your step, brother.
Slow down. Why such haste? In a wish to pray? Slow down, brother.
Watch your step. What?
He was stomping about like a bear.
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. I saw you at the ceremony. My name is Nevlas, and I'm the Provost here. I'm in charge of the monastery's property, as well as handling trade with the...
That means you get to leave the monastery?
No, not at all. I just write lists and...
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the alchemist's laboratory. You'll find ingredients in the chests next to it. Today it's your task to concoct 2 potions to aid digestion. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them. What is it, brother?
I've finished my work.
Show me what you've made. Spectacular, Gregor. You've found your talent. Soon enough, you'll be teaching the other novices. What is it, brother?
Is there any way I could help you get elected? Somehow tip the scales in your favour?
What would you like to do? Climb up the tower and shout, "Vote for Nevlas, vote for Nevlas"?
Not exactly. You do have an opponent, John.
John isn't my opponent, he's my brother. Just like you and everyone else here. We're all brothers in Christ. But there is something you could help me with. You must know there's a great deal of iniquity here in the monastery. I'd be interested to hear of anything I don't know about.
Should I find out for you what's going on around here?
Let me make this clear. I want to base my candidacy on putting things in order. But if I don't know exactly what's wrong, then my promises are just empty slogans.
Very good then. I'll find out what I can.
Thank you, brother.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm the provost of this monastery. It's my job to ensure the monks live a humble life and that any surpluses go to the poor. But in reality, I spend all my time making sure my brother's gluttony and the construction of a new church don't swallow up the few resources we have left.
What do you want me to find?
I'd be interested to hear about any...
What troubles?
Who would you like to be the new abbot?
Well, the old abbot isn't dead yet. It's too early to talk about elections. But if I had to choose between the two who are already putting themselves forward, John would be my choice.
Are there ever any
Unfortunately, yes. The biggest quarrel right now are about the election of the new abbot. They can already see poor Peter in his grave.
Tell me something about it.
Well, the old abbot is practically on his deathbed. There are two candidates. Half the monastery wants John, the other half Nevlas. There's no chance they'll come to an agreement, but you probably already noticed the atmosphere around here.
Tell me about John.
John is Cicator and the oldest brother here. It would be only natural if he took the crozier from Peter. He has experience, merit, and composure. He'd lead the monastery wisely.
I'd like to know about Nevlas.
Nevlas manages the monastery's properties. He doesn't have the most experience, but his drive and heart are pure. His faith firm, and his ideas rational. Although perhaps he's too keen to change our routines here, which many brothers don't like.
Why does it matter so much who wins?
Because the future direction of the monastery hangs in the balance. The younger brothers feel they have to work more than their superior brothers, and that some brothers are more concerned with their own comfort than with worshipping God. The older brothers take a different view. They say the younger monks want privilege they haven't earned, and each side has its own candidate.
I thought politics weren't part of the monastic way of life.
You're right. But we know nothing besides the monastery, and the abbot's decision can influence our entire life. Some of the brothers take it very personally.
I'd like to... Are there ever any...
Unfortunately, yes.
I understand. Who would you like?
What kind of question is that? John, of course. Nevlas isn't the kind of candidate you can take seriously.
What do you desire?
I'd like to... I'm interested in the monastery's history.
It was founded by Saint Procopius 500 years ago. After his death, heretics occupied the place for some time. But then the order was restored, and the brothers of the true faith returned.
Heretics, you say?
They wanted to worship God with some foreign rituals, in a language foreign to God. They were driven away, and their books burned.
Who would you like to be the new abbot?
Brother John, obviously. No one's interested in Nevlas and his new ideas.
What can you tell me about the novices?
What can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God and to live a monastic life. After a year, you can make your vows and become a fully fledged brother.
I meant something specific about the brothers that...
But you know them yourself. Yodok is an odd one, but he's diligent and eager. Perhaps too eager. Siskind is good company, but a bit too worldly for a monk. Antonius is hardworking and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no one knows much about him. And then we have you, about who I know nothing.
Peace be with you, brother.
What is it, brother?
I'm here to work.
Good. This is most likely the first time you've ever done this in your life. But it's easier than you think. Just a bit of practice and learning Latin. Here's the original, and here are the blank parchments on which you'll copy what you read in the original. Is that clear? Then you may begin, and try not to make a mess of it. In a rush to pray, My boy, what have you done? This is a disaster. What do you desire?
I'd like to ask...
What troubles you?
I'm Gregor, a novice.
I know. But I've no time for idle chat. I transcribe books from dawn till dusk. I've been doing it for years, and I'll be doing it till the day I die.
What, you do nothing else?
It is my penance and my blessing. And now, brother, if you don't mind, I'd like to get this page finished.
What would you like?
I'd like to ask you... Who would you like?
I've thought long and hard about it, and I've decided to support John.
What is it, brother?
I'd like to... Who would you like?
I've thought long and hard about...
The forbidden books must be in that cabinet.
Go away.
What do you want,
Novices
brother?
aren't allowed
You shouldn't be here.
Are you interested in what's inside? Forbidden books, written by the devil himself. Forget about them.
Don't even look at that cabinet. It contains forbidden books.
Brother, you were somewhere you shouldn't have been.
Very well, brother.
Now, talk to me, brother.
I'd like... Who would you...
What kind of question is that? John, of course. Nevlas isn't the kind of candidate you can take seriously.
Oh, God damn it, my stomach hurts.
Pay more attention.
Damn it, I'm hungry.
Pay more attention, brother. The what? Praise be to Christ.
About you in the election. Will you tell me more about it?
Ask me anything you want.
Tell me something about Nevlas.
Nevlas is weak and toothless. He's full of hot hair. How anyone could think he'd make a good abbot is beyond me. Enough. I don't even want to hear his name again.
I'd like to know what's going on here.
Well, the young brothers feel they don't have the same rights and responsibilities as we, who have spent much of our lives here. And what of it? Privilege needs to be earned. Nevlas is lying when he says he wants to right wrongs. All he cares about are benefits for himself and his cronies.
Thank you for answering. I'd like to... What can you tell me?
And what can I say? You're here to demonstrate your devotion to God.
I meant something specific.
But you know them yourself. Yorick is an odd one. Antonius is hard-working and will help with anything, but prays less than he ought. Lucas is as quiet as a mouse, and no...
Oh, God damn it, my stomach hurts.
After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone may perhaps want to read, let him read to himself in such
What would you
a way
like?
as not to disturb anyone else. Let none be said rather early at the
Who would you choose as the new up?
Why should I even think about that when I don't have the right to vote? Gregor, don't go poking your nose into other people's business. You'll sleep better at night.
As to keep them from idleness and at the same time not to overburden them or drive
Praise be to Christ.
toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration.
I'd like to-
by the abbot. The rule of Saint
Well, that's all.
readings on the spirit of silence.
God damn it, my
Let us
stomach
do what
hurts.
The prophet says. I said,
Then watch your step.
I will guard my
Watch your
ways,
step,
that
brother.
I may not sin with my tongue. I have set a guard to my mouth. I was mute and was humble, kept silence even from good things. Here the prophet shows that if the spirit of silence ought to lead us
What do you do?
to refrain even from good speech, so much the more ought the punishment for sin make us avoid
Can you tell-
evil words.
I would if there was anything.
Why?
Since the spirit of silence so important,
I'm in.
permission to speak should rarely
I'm
be
in.
granted,
Nobody knows much about Lucas.
even though it be for good, holy, edifying conversation. For it is written, in much speaking
have
you
to
will
eat
not
something.
escape sin.
My insides are shriveled up with the hunger.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue. For speaking and teaching belong to the master. The disciples' part is to be silent and to listen. And for that reason, if anything has to be asked of the superior, it should be asked with all the humility and submission inspired by reverence. But as for coarse jests and idle words, or words that move to laughter, these we condemn everywhere with a perpetual ban. For such conduct, we do not permit a disciple to open his mouth. The rule of Saint Benedict, readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do
What would you like?
I said, I will guard my ways, that I may not
I'm looking for something a little, unorthodox.
And what would that be?
Here the prophet shows that if the spirit of silence
I'm looking for lockpicks.
Lock picks? And what would you like those for?
sin make us avoid evil words. Therefore, since the spirit of silence so
What's it to you? Do you have some or not?
Peace, brother. There's no need to get all worked up. So you heard I used to be a burglar, did you? I put it all behind me as soon as I took the vows. But I do have a few lockpicks left. I'll trade them for food. Get me a bite to eat, and you can have your lockpicks. Can't say fairer than that, can I?
everywhere with a perpetual ban. And for such conversation we do not permit a disciple to open his mouth.
Talk to me.
Saint Benedict, readings on the spirit of silence. Let us do
Brother, I've a favour to ask, and I think you're the man to help me with it. Or you used to be.
I see. So it's the dodgy sort of favor, is it?
Well, yes. I need to get hold of the keys to the monastery.
That won't be easy, I can tell you that straight off. The prior always keeps the keys close by him. So how exactly do you imagine I could help?
Since the spirit of silence is so important, permission to speak should rarely be
Could you take the keys off him?
Rob the prior? You've got to be joking.
You wouldn't be doing it for free?
Then what could you possibly pay me? I'm done with my thieving, and you'd have to offer me a whole lot of groschen to change my mind.
How much would you want?
A princely sum, brother. This is no trifling matter.
That much? Where am I supposed to find that much coin? No one here has any money.
Precisely. But no groschen, no theft. And think twice before you ask me that kind...
You have some interesting skills for a monk. Don't suppose you want to tell me how you picked them?
What's there to tell? We were all young and foolish once. I was a student in Prague, completely broke, living from hand to mouth and studying all day. It wasn't an easy life.
So you turned to stealing?
I set about securing a livelihood as best I could. A goose, some new shoes, a bit of coin to spend with my friends. Without that little bit extra, I'd never have completed my studies. I would have turned into a beggar. And who else do you know that can say he's serving God thanks to having been a thief?
No one, brother. Thank you for...
I'd like to... Who would you like to be then?
But John? There's no other candidate. Nevlas just babbles on and on. Don't take him seriously.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue. For speaking and teaching belong
Who's in charge?
Abbot Peter is the administrator of the monastery, but you won't see him. He's always traveling, and on top of that, he's old and
And what happens when the old
Then we...
Are there any candidates?
Yes, there are. Brothers John and Nevlas. Cursed elections. Since the brothers began talking about them, there's only been strife in the monastery. On one side are brothers who'd like to see John as abbot, on the other those who support Nevlas, and they seem to be capable of fighting about it forever.
Tell me about John.
John is a circator, and the oldest brother here. It would be only natural if he took the crosier from Peter. He has experience, merit, and composure.
I'd like to know about Nevlas.
Nevlas manages the monastery's property. He doesn't have the most experience, but his drive and heart are pure, his faith firm, and his ideas rational. Although perhaps he's too keen to change our routines here, which many brothers don't like.
Why does it matter?
Because the future direction of the monastery hangs in the balance. The younger brothers feel they have to work more. The older brothers take...
such a nature as to keep them from idleness and at the same time not to overburden them or drive them away with excessive...
I'm looking...
And what...
weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint Benedict.
I need to get hold of some kind of weapon.
Well, I can't help you with that. And besides, what use would a weapon be in here?
I need to get some wine.
You're not the only one. But I have to keep records of all the casks, and the prior checks on them. He'd notice any loss straight away. Just like our food, everything's rationed. So I'm sorry, but I'll have to disappoint you, brother.
No, nothing really. Oh, God. Eat. Food.
This is the virtue of those who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ, who, because of the holy service they have professed, and the fear of hell, and the glory of life everlasting, as soon as anything has been ordered by the superior, receive it as a divine command, and cannot suffer any delay in executing it. But this very obedience will be acceptable to God and pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay, lukewarmness, grumbling, or objection. For the obedience given to superiors is given to God. For if the disciple obeys with ill will and purpose, not necessarily with his lips but simply in his heart, then even though he fulfills the command, yet his word will not be acceptable to God, who sees that his heart is perfect.
Why such haste?
Slow down, brother.
Why such haste?
In a rush to pray?
Brother? What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be working...
I definitely was there. I did come a little late.
Brother, I was... This is your first...
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you. There's the concoct 2 buck's blood potions. Once you finish them, you'll find me somewhere nearby. Don't forget to let me know when you're done so I can check them. Pay more attention, brother.
What troubles you?
I'm here to...
Excellent.
Pay more attention, brother.
Welcome, bro.
Is it all... Thanks for... I'll work...
What would you...
Will you...
Service.
Slow down, brother.
Greetings, My name's Greg. Did you...
Are you hiding? That's...
Someone really reached at Martin.
I'm Greg. I'd like to... Are there...
Yes. From the moment talk began about electing a new abbot, it's been like a...
Tell me... Well, that's all.
Slow down, brother.
This looks like the dregs after a night's drinking. Who could be coming here?
What's your in a rush to pray?
I'm Gregor. That means you... Tell me...
I'm the provost of this monastery. It's my job.
I feel quite hungry.
But they'll learn. We were no different.
Slow down. Can't sleep and prays long into the night.
Watch your step, brother.
What troubles you?
What's it to you?
Peace? What is it, brother?
I'd like to discuss the prop.
Why not?
Since it's you.
We're getting there. Just drop. Aye, that would do it.
Pay more attention, brother.
Why such haste?
I'll say one thing, brother. You've seen us drinking here, so either join in or swear you won't tell a soul. You won't want to end up like Lucas now, would you?
I don't want to drink with you, but I promise I won't say a word to anyone.
You youngsters have got no backbone. Still, remember what you promised. One word about this and we'll make your life hell. And if you ever decide you want to have some fun after all, you know where to find us.
Damn it, I'm hungry.
Ah, down the hatch.
Every gulp a trace.
No wonder. With our throats going dry all day.
Next time we'll get the Yorok to bring some Rhine wine. I'm losing my taste for this one.
Why doesn't Yorok drink with us anyway?
He's young, and he wants to look good in front of the others. And he doesn't trust us to keep him safe from harm if he got too drunk to make it to prayer.
You mean like your good self last Christmas Day? The way you drowned out the prior's voice by snoring through the Agnus Dei?
Don't remind me. What do you desire, Brother Gregor?
What are you doing here?
What does it look like, drinking?
But we're all monks.
Youngster, when you're as old as I, you'll understand.
But you're the cicators. You're the ones meant to be keeping order here. How can gambling and drinking be a fitting part of a monk's life?
Well, if you really want to know, see for yourself.
I'd rather go to bed.
Go, brother, go. Be fresh and alert for tomorrow's work. We'll just drink this down and then we'll be leaving too.
Talk to me, brother.
I'd like to...
I'll say one thing, brother. This wine would grace the Pope's table.
I'm not so sure. It's a bit sour. God knows what's in it.
Don't be absurd. It's a first-class cask.
Don't you start. Like to eat, actually.
Praise be to our Lord.
In a rush to pray? In a rush to pray?
Oh, God. Eat.
Pay more attention, brother.
Food.
In a rush to pray? What's your step, brother?
In a rush to
In a rush to pray?
I'm Gregor and
I know. I saw you in the church during...
What does that mean?
I make sure every...
when it's not...
Then we're all...
Overburden them or drive them away with excessive toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint Benedict, readings on humility. The first degree of humility is obedience without delay. This is the virtue of those who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ, who, because of the
Praise be to
holy
Christ,
service
brother.
they have professed, and the fear of hell, and the glory of life everlasting. Make satisfaction.
Let's have a word.
The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on daily manual.
What do you say to the...
Idleness
We're getting there.
is the soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at certain
All right,
times
so.
in manual labor, and again at fixed hours in sacred reading.
Must
To that end, we think that the times for each
eat.
are prescribed as follows: from Easter until the calends of October. When they come out from prime in the morning, let them labor at whatever is necessary until about the 4th hour. And from the 4th hour until about the 6th, let them apply themselves to reading. After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone may perhaps want to read, let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let none be said rather early, at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has to be done until Vespers. Weak or sickly brethren should be assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness, and at the same time not to overburden them or drive them away. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on daily manual labor. Idleness is the enemy of the soul. Therefore, the brethren should be occupied at certain times in manual labor, and again at fixed hours in sacred reading. To that end, we think that the times for each may be prescribed as follows: from Easter until the calends of October. When they come out from prime in the morning, let them labor at whatever